What's up, Model Geeks? Hey, it's Brian, and it is time for an update on the Mike's Mopar All Mopar Group Build. Oh, I said it right the first time. Okay, that means the rest of this video is going to be crap. All right, so we're working on the Revell 1970 Plymouth AAR Cuda, and this is part of the Motor City Muscle series. This kit has been popped and repopped and popped and popped and repopped many times. And there is a newer version out there that I hear is actually the bee's knees. I do not have that one in the stash collection right now, but don't you worry, that'll happen soon. I hope that was empty. Okay, so what we got going on here? We got our car body in that beautiful Plum Crazy by Splash Paints, and we got our clear coat on there. Now, pay no attention to the fingerprints that are on there because those are mine. But we do have the fenders and the front all blacked out. We do have the cowl area here blacked out as well. And we even have the blackout going along the top of the door and up along the top of the fender here and up into this region here along the C-pillar. Linda saw that the other day and she thought that looked kind of cool. She's like, oh, wow, you got mascara on the car. I'm like, okay, cool. This car's got mascara. So there you go. We also have our front grille as opposed to the rear grille. We have our grille painted up, and that is in the Tamiya XF56. I'm doing that from memory because I know that jar of paint is out in the garage right now, but it is metallic gray, and I think that looks great. We did a flat black base coat and then went back over it and hit it with the metallic gray. As a matter of fact, you can see that I forgot to cover up this little area here that I blacked out, and I got a little bit of overspray on there, so yeah, that's oopsie. And we happen to notice that our buddy Revell over on his channel, the Muscle Car Modeler, he had actually cut this out. And I was like, oh man, if I had watched that video, I would have done the same thing. But I already had mine glued and painted and clear coated. So I'm like, oh, it is what it is. She's just going to have to be like that. So in the rear, we did our semi-gloss blackout for the panel back there. And then we just have to go back and do our tail lights. Those are separate transparent pieces that slip right in there, and we'll get those painted up to match. Don't you worry. But we are trying something different. We did do panel liner inside the door latches or door handles, and the door, of course, in the door seams and everything. But before we go and do our chrome work on there, or bright work, whatever you want to call it, actually it's called a Sharpie. But we found out that panel liner messes with Sharpie. So I thought, well, let's do the panel liner first and then go back over and do the Sharpie and see how that works. So we're going to be doing some experimenting. That's the word. Experiment. Blah, blah, blah. I got new teeth today. So we did do some of that around the marker lights all the way around the car as well. And I just need to do the panel lining around the trunk lid. Boy, oh man, my fingerprints are horrible. So there we go. I'm going to have to talk fast. I'm losing my voice because of allergies again, of course. Yay. Windy days. So interior, we just did that in the pure white, Tamiya pure white. It's sort of a semi-gloss color there, which I think is perfect. In the past, I've made the mistake of trying to use panel liner to bring out some of the highlights of the, or lowlights of the seats and all that kind of stuff on other builds, and I never liked how it turned out, so I did not even attempt to do it on this one. We're just letting it be. We did do a little bit of Sharpie work on our door handles, and I think that's the lock up there, the window cranks I should say, in the lock, and turned out pretty nicely. We have some floor mats that were left over from another Mopar build not too long ago, and I take that back. No, I got the floor mats from an eBay seller. That's right. And I tell you what, don't waste your time on these because I don't like how they turned out, but they're going to be buried down inside the car, so we're good. We did some wood graining on the center console and up on the pistol grip shifter. And I tell you what, guys, I really wish my 2018 Challenger had that shifter in it because that's just so cool. So cool. All right, cool. So that's that. Our dashboard, that's all done. And we got the kit does come with gauge decals, but the gauge decals have a large bit of carrier on them, which I did not recognize until it was too late. I would suggest using a punch set and just punching out the decals and then dropping it like little coins. Just leave them on the backing paper and just drop them right in rather than try to water slide them in there, old school style. It doesn't look horrible, but I'm not 100% happy with how that turned out. So give that the juicy fart sound. Here we have the chassis pan. I absolutely love how this turned out because we hit this with a liberal amount of panel liner accent color in brown. And that stuff dries flat and gives us a really nice looking rusty. We did that all around our muffler cans and exhaust tubes and everything. And then just let it flow all over the place. And we got a little bit thicker here and there on some of the body mount nuts and bolts and stuff like that. I just thought that was cool. We did a swab over this area here, over the pumpkin and the rear axle, and I like it. I think it looks great. It did also tone down the brightness that we had for our fuel tank, but there's a problem. Have you noticed it yet? Yeah, there's no shocks. There's no shocks in the kit. I do not want to ride in this car. But yeah, there's no shocks in the kit. So who knew? There isn't even a place to put shocks. There's no holes or anything like that for them to go to. So if you have this kit and you're feeling kind of industrious, I would go ahead and make yourself a scratch set of shocks and put them in there before you paint everything up. Anyway, we got our K-member all nice and weathered and dirtied up and all that kind of jazz. And I do need to do a little bit more on the torsion bars. One thing that does kind of bother me is the torsion bars don't go all the way to the to this cross member here. I don't know if they're supposed to. I would assume they're supposed to because I think they're supposed to be like a giant nut on the back side of there. But yeah, they don't go all the way to that. So it is what it is. I could spend time fixing that, but that would take time away from getting her done. Up on top, we got the engine. We did that in Hemi Orange. This is a lacquer color by Testers, and it does have a little bit of a light metallic to it, which was cool. I think it looks great. I think it'd be great as a body color too, but we cheated and used it for our engine block color. This is the 340 engine, so our distributor is in the back, and we're using a wired distributor set that we got from... I don't remember. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I threw the packet away in the last one I had, so I don't remember what it was. But I do like the pre-wired distributors. Just makes life so much simpler for us nearly blind people. But speaking of nearly blind, we did make we fabbed up a little bracket for the alternator, which I think looks pretty good. The kit does have decals for the fan belt, as we can see right there, which I think is awesome. It also has a decal for the upper radiator hose, and of course there is no lower radiator hose, so don't sweat it. Yeah, we just thought this is looking really, really good. The carbs, based them in black and then sprayed them with, to me, is titanium gold. And then once those cured up, we hit them again with some black panel liner to give it some depth. And I think those look pretty slick, even though they're going to be hidden underneath the turkey platter. That is the air cleaner. This one. I got a little schmutz on there I need to get off there, but I love the decal pack with this kit because, I mean, gauges, engine compartment stuff. I mean, it's just all kinds of cool little dealies in there. It even has a decal for the battery, which I didn't realize right away, but it's supposed to be the Mopar battery. I had painted mine up in an Interstate color, so you know it is what it is. And I'm using an aftermarket coil. I got these from Lasky Scale Products, and this is the Excel. And they're actually molded in color, so you don't have to paint it. That's really slick. It does come with an itty bitty little decal to put on there. I think I put mine on incorrectly, but you know, go ahead and correct me in the comments. I don't mind. And then here's our radiator hose. We're using the bead line, which is a little tube. It does not have any measurements on the packet of what it's supposed to be, but I know that there are several guys out there that do use this product, and I am a fan of it also. A little bit of copper wire inside there, just long enough to clip into the holes that we've drilled, maybe a little bit larger for this application. And we'll put the decal on there that we're supposed to have for the kit, and away we go. We might even investigate the idea of putting on some little hose clamps. That might be fun, or it might be a pain. We'll find out. But that's pretty much what we got going on with our Cuda. We are nearly done. The finish line is within sight. We have another update we want to do on our Lamborghini, but that's going to be a different day because I'm mad at it, so I put it in the freezer. All right, guys, take it easy. We'll talk to you a little bit later on. We want to say thank you very much for all the new subscribers we've gotten in the last month or so. I think we picked up about 28 subscribers in the last month. So that is absolutely amazing. Thank you for joining us and being part of all of our fun and antics. All right, y'all, take it easy, and we'll talk to you a little bit later. Bye now.